What's up, guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We're back in today for a leg workout. So today we're actually training at a different gym, Simply Gym. So usually we'd be training at Bodyflex, which is where you'd see all the green barbells and the green walls and all that shit.
This time it'll be yellow.
The yellow. So bit of a change of scenery. Have our reasons for having different gym for different times. But anyway, let's get into it. So today we're gonna start with some pre-workout.
Yeah.
Always go with ABE.
ABE is favourite. And our primary focus today is we're training quads. Obviously hams will still be engaged as a secondary part, but priority is quads.
We're
We're going to be starting off with pendulum squat is our priority today. I don't usually ever do that, but Joe wants to give it a shot and see how it goes.
Yeah, because the pendulum basically is a lot easier to stay locked in on your quads, and it just provides pure knee flexion. So for me, it's really difficult to attain because I've got such long legs. Almost every leg movement I do just makes my glutes go nuts. So yeah, I've got a really big bloody girly batty.
Yeah, I think we're a bit opposite when it comes to that. You've got I struggle in terms of getting the glutes. I still have good glutes to some people, to a lot of people, but when I compare myself to Joe, I feel like I'm lacking a bit on that side of things.
Yeah, we are literally polar opposites. He's very quad dominant and I am glute dominant, so I just look like I've got a big girl's ass, and I fucking hate it. I hate it.
It's a good thing though. I think I would rather have that problem because it just means you're going to get less back problems because it's supporting your lumbar spine a lot easier than that too.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think so. Anyway,
that is true.
And I do sometimes. I've been getting injuries a lot more recently than Joe does. Not now, but like I have been this past year in terms of deadlifts and squats. So it does help a lot. Even though it might be a girly batty, it's still helping you like stay injury free.
I know, but nonetheless, I need some quads, man. So it's either going to be pendulum squat or hack squat. It depends what's free, to be honest, because we're a little bit late to the gym today, so we're going to pick whatever's free and we're just going to go for it. Yeah. So I think when it comes to recording, we're not going to record absolutely every set. We're just going to show you the main sets, and then we'll voice over as well and just talk you through what we're doing, as usual, really. But yeah, we don't want it to be just watching us do millions and millions of reps, because we know we watch other people's YouTubes. Just watching people do endless sets and reps. It does get boring, man. I'll just skip through, and I wouldn't be surprised if you do it to ours too. So
yeah, exactly.
Without further ado, we're going to get this in us, get our heads in the game, because somebody over here is not in the mood today. So
yeah, I have to try and prep myself. I put an even deeper scoop than usual in this, so it's probably like one and a heap, maybe a quarter extra.
Yeah. I've done it too, actually, but it tastes better.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's going to be. The flavour will be more intense now, won't it? So.
Right, we'll see you in there.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
So here's us walking into the gym thinking that we're these famous influencers, just jumping on the bandwagon, and we are going straight into the stair mill. So we jump straight on the stair mill and we do about 2 minutes, literally just on about level 5 to level 7. It is a little bit brisk, and it's not to knock you out, it's just to quickly get some blood in your overall leg. Then we'll basically go around doing some like hamstring curls, we'll do some leg extensions, calves, just light sets just to get blood overall in the legs, and then we jump straight into our first exercise, build at maybe like 1 play, 2 play, and then go into the weight. That's going to vary for everyone, so just do what you need to do to warm up nicely. So now what we found with the pendulum is that it was really good. We love a pendulum squat because I said already, the knee flexion you get from it is really good. You can get to this really deep stretch, but the problem we found with this particular one, sadly at Simply Gym, it's not aligned properly. So the plate platform where you put your feet, it just felt like it was a bit wonky, and the right leg was taking a bit too much pressure. So sadly, this is probably the first and only time we used this machine. We did 1 heavy set each, and we just thought, you know what, let's bin this, and we decided to just do an extra couple of sets on the hack squats just to make up. So we've bin this now, hack squats it is for the next few weeks or months even. Just a quick tip with any exercise where you're trying to focus primarily on the quad, the direction in which you push through the floor is going to affect which muscles you bias. So if you push kind of through the floor and up, that's going to bias your quads, whereas if you push through the floor and slightly down, it's going to be more glute. I mean, your quads always have to work, but it's just like aiming on which muscle you want to basically take the brunt of it. So generally, if you follow that as a rule of thumb, as long as it's comfortable, do it that way. But if not, Just do what's comfortable. If you need to use your glutes just to get through the workout and, you know, feel comfortable and get a nice pump, just do that as long as you get the sets done. Another pro tip would be, if you're struggling to get quad activation, don't be an idiot like me and go barefoot. Put a heeled shoe on, which I've actually started doing now. I don't know why I didn't wear them for this set, but going forwards now, and I have been since this workout, I've been putting my heeled shoe on just to make sure I can get that extra bit of knee flexion. So yeah, just go with that if you're struggling to feel the quads. We ended up doing 2 heavy sets on the hack squat here, and then we ended up moving on to a leg press. So you can see here David's wearing the heeled shoe. So what it's doing is it's allowing him to push his knees a bit more forward and hit a deeper range basically without his heels lifting up. So the heel basically allows you to push through your heel a bit more. So if you had no heel on, there would be nothing to push your heel into if you didn't have the ankle mobility. So you'd kind of be on your toes. So it kind of just helps you with that. Because I'm feeling generous today, I've got another great tip for you. Not every hack squat at every gym is going to allow you to hit a full range of motion, because a lot of them just seem to hit the bottom and you end up bouncing out the hole because you can't get to that depth. So if you have that problem, one thing you can do, you can see we did it here. We just grabbed 2 yoga blocks and we just put them above our shoulders underneath the pads. And what that does is just increases the range of motion of the machine for you. So because I'm as tall as I am, and even David's got reasonably long legs because he's just a little bit shorter than me, this is game changing, and it's just allowed us to hit real good depth. So apparently I did put my shoes on in the end for the second set, so I obviously came to my senses. Put on a little bit more weight for this set, which is fine, so as long as you make sure that you keep that form, keep that range of motion where it needs to be. If you end up putting more weight on and you reduce your range of motion, take that weight off. It's so stupid. What you want to do in every workout is make the most out of little weight. Just remember, whenever you're in the gym, especially if muscle building is your goal, remind yourself that no one gives a crap how much weight you're lifting. No one's watching you. I mean, maybe they are, but in your head, tell yourself no one's watching you. It's just you against you. Go by the feeling. If it feels good, you're getting that good pump, tension's where it needs to be, and you're hitting failure, the weight's right. As long as obviously you're not hitting too many reps. If you start hitting too many reps, you're in the position where you can up the weight, and as long as you do up the weight and you keep that range, you're good. So on the set you're watching now with Dave, you might notice that he did just like a few reps on a really heavy weight, and then I've just gone in and took a plate off so that he can just get the most out of less weight again. So it's one of those machines, it was the first time we used it, we didn't actually know how heavy this machine would be. It was probably one of the heaviest hacks we've ever used, and I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it's just because the angle is so steep, but it was bloody heavy. So yeah, we learned our lesson this day. We knew what weights we needed to work with for next time. So every time you use a different piece of equipment, make a note of all the weights you've had to use. Remember how it felt, logbook if you need to, and then get it right next time if you get it wrong the first time. And now onto the leg press. So here we did 2 sets. I think we did about 15 reps of 2 sets here, just because at this point, we've already gone heavy on those hacks and you just want to make the most out of a little weight again. Stop pushing the weights if you don't need to. As long as you get that range of motion, that is key. I'm going to bang on about that range of motion. No one cares how many plates you've got on a leg press. No one cares how much you can leg press. It's one of those things, you want big quads, put a good amount of weight on, but it needs to be a weight that you're handling really well. People are more impressed when you post your videos to your social when you hit that real good depth. If you post a video to your socials and you've got loads of plates on there, people will be impressed initially, but if you start lowering that weight and you don't hit that, people are actually going to laugh at you. So just remember that no one cares how much you can leg press. It's all about how it feels. The weights will come with time, so the more you keep doing that really good form on the little weights that you might be starting out with, give it a few months, if not a year or two. Just watch how many plates you've got on there and how you'll be doing it with good range of motion, and then you'll actually get the respect you deserve for leg pressing a load of weights. But again, it's a leg press. Nobody cares. If you want to bang on about how strong you are, get strong at a squat, but we're not here to do that. We're here to grow some big legs. So the machines are actually probably more effective to do that. You can build good legs with a squat, but it's really not needed. So what we're doing at the moment in our split is we're actually focusing primarily on machines on leg day to build big quads. And then the only bit of like kind of, I guess, power work we're doing for our legs is actually deadlifts on our back day. So we're focusing more on our deadlifts for that point at the moment, which is why we dropped the squat. So now we're on to leg extensions. So again, nobody cares with a leg extension for damn sure how much you can leg extension. 0 people care. So many people I see stacking a leg extension, and they're doing these really fast reps, and sometimes you can see they change the settings on the seat as well, so, or the pad even, so that the range of motion reduces, and then they're just banging the reps out. Leg extensions is all about getting into a deep range, just like with any exercise, as you can, and controlling those negatives and getting into that full contraction. So with the leg extension, God's sake, stop ego lifting if you're one of those people, because you only pay for it. It's probably going to give you like knee pains rather than anything. It's not actually going to help you build great quads. So if you've got that attitude to leg extensions, just bin it off. Like, it's not worth it. You want to get big quads, pick a weight that you can actually handle, where you're getting into that deep stretch, controlling those negatives, and then taking it into full contraction. Now moving on to adductors. So adductors is one of those exercises where a lot of people like to do it first because they say it helps open up the hips. I don't know, me and my brother, we haven't found that to be true, so it could be a little anecdotal. Maybe we're wrong, so don't quote me on that, but to be honest with you, I don't find any difference. If anything, I find it hinders my main lifts, so I actually like to do it at the end. A lot of people say the reason they do it first is so they can put more effort into it, but I haven't found that to be the case with me. I end up being able to put just as much effort in at the end. I mean, I haven't got the strongest adductors and my legs aren't the biggest, so don't take it from me. But David, on the other hand, does have some quite big and very strong adductors, so it clearly doesn't make that much of a difference. So just go with what you want to do. If you want to do them first, do it first, if it makes you feel good on your compounds. If not, just do them at the end like we do. That's how we do it. There's no one size fits all when it comes to training. It's basically whatever you can do consistently, because that's the way you like to do it. If you don't like a certain method, you're less likely to keep doing it and be consistent, so just pick the way you like to do it and stick with it. Another thing with this adductor as well, I actually quite like it, but the only thing we don't like is, I don't know if there's something wrong with it, because it doesn't allow you to get into a full stretch. So any form police on this one, we physically cannot get wider because the machine is just stuck. On to the last exercise of this workout. So we just finished up with calves. Again, it's a bit like your adductors. Some people do it first because they just find it helps to get out of the way and they feel like they're fresher. They can give more into the effort side of, really going for it on the calves. I mean, people are probably going to laugh at me and say, oh, you could probably do with that extra effort because I haven't got big calves. But at the end of the day, I just don't feel like it really helps me that much to do it first. And my quads need more work than my calves do, in my opinion. So that's how I'm doing it. And I feel like David would agree. It just doesn't make that much difference. We're able to, just give it that bit of extra effort, even if it's at the end of the workout. So again, do your preference here. If you want to put them first, put them first. If not, stick them in at the end. Or worst comes to worst, put them on a different day, give them their own day. You could do abs and calves, for example, on another day so that you're always fresh, and then it doesn't take away from your leg workout in any way. But yeah, this is how we do it. And that really concludes our leg workout for today. There was no hamstrings because it's a quad dominant workout, and we were saving hamstrings for basically our back day, which starts off with deadlifts. So deadlifts are going to involve a lot of hamstring and glute. So then we ended up basically following through with hamstring curls followed after, and then we would do back. That concludes the workout. So please like, subscribe and comment to show support if you liked it.